What's up, y'all? What's good? Welcome to the What Up Doe Show. It's your boy Dame D, and we are back with another one. Today is Freestyle Friday. We're just gonna be chopping it up. I'm waiting on a few people. I'm waiting on BJ3 and Real Talk with Big Dave to come join me. But in the meantime, and in between time, I'm gonna just wait on a few of you people, to jump in before we actually start up the show. But let me go check and make sure you guys can hear me. My audio is and everything is good. So how's everybody Friday been going? My Friday was pretty productive, had a long day at work, but that's over, but yeah, we are here. It's Friday. We are a day away from fight time, from showtime, I should say. So yeah, like I said, I'm just checking in with you guys, seeing who's up. Let me go check and make sure that we can be heard. Give me 1 second. Okay, turn my volume up. Second. Okay, yes, we can be heard. All right, so if you're not a subscriber to the channel, make sure you go over there and hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I'm waiting on a few people to come in and join me. We're gonna it's Freestyle Friday, but we're probably gonna be mainly talking about the Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez fight tomorrow. I definitely want you guys to weigh in tonight, give me your opinion, give me your thoughts, let me know who you're picking in tomorrow night's super middleweight fight. It's going to be a great fight. you know um Probably one of the biggest fights that we saw in the last decade. You have a lot of people teaming up, partnering up. You have Netflix, you have the Sheiks, you have Dana White from MMA, who has all teamed up to try to promote this fight and make this a big fight. And so far it's definitely going to be a pretty good fight. You have two great champions getting ready to square up tomorrow at one of the biggest arenas out there. So it should be a great fight. Like I said, always, I want to see, a really, I just want to see a contested, good fight. In this fight, like I said, I do believe someone is going, to touch the canvas, but I definitely want you guys' opinion. Let me know who you got. Who are you picking to win tomorrow night's fight? Crawford is coming up, two weight divisions, and my question that I've been asking all week is, will he be able to carry that power with him? Because you can look at the fight that he fought, his last fight, and I believe he fought maybe at 54, and he didn't look like he did. I'm not going to say he didn't look like himself, but he didn't look like he brought, that power that he normally always have. It was a good fight, but you know, um, it wasn't the Bud Crawford that we typically see. So I'm waiting on a few guests to come in and join the show, and then we're just gonna, just start conversating about tomorrow night's fight. But BJ3, he's already out there. He called me, he sent me a text. He's already been sending videos. So, I have to post, I'm going to be posting some of those videos and things up that he sent me either tonight or tomorrow. But yeah, he's already out there. He's I believe he saw the press conference that they had when both fighters arrived at the stadium today. And that stadium is humongous. He was telling me it pretty much holds exactly. I'm not going to say exactly, but around. It's almost like the big house, like far as what it holds. So it's going to be a lot of people there. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a great fight. Yeah. So like I said, I'm just waiting on a few people I invited to come in. I'm waiting on BJ3. He may be watching. Um, I have some video that I want to show too. So, if he has not joined the show within a couple of minutes. I'm going to go ahead and show the video. The other day we talked about Bud Crawford. We talked about how people were underestimating his size and how he's been underestimated his whole career. You have a lot of people that had doubts when he fought Earl Spence. And Earl Spence was, that was my man. I put money on Earl Spence to win that fight, and Crawford proved to me, that he's one hell of a fighter. Definitely. And like I said, I knew who he was, but I did not follow him, to that point. Like how I do now, after he won that fight, and stopped my man, so I've been a Bud Crawford fan since then, and he's a really good fighter, and I believe if he win this, this will be, I believe, 3 different titles in 3 different weight divisions, so that's saying a lot, that's putting him, Hall of Fame status if he's not already there, after he hang the gloves up, but he's, like I said, he's a great fighter, his background speaks for itself, so but it's going to be a great fight. Canelo doesn't back down from anyone. I have not ever saw him back down from a fight, and I'll say it with Bud, I've never really saw him back down for a fight, so it should be a really good fight, so definitely have your popcorn ready, because like I said, both fighters are world-class fighters. Bud likes to counter fight, and Canelo, he likes to pretty much be the aggressor of the two, so that's going to set up for a pretty good fight, because like I said, Crawford, he's good at counter fighting, he's good at being aggressive himself, so, but like I said, I predicted Crawford to be able to stop Canelo 8 or 9 rounds. I said 8 or 9, but I'm going to say 8. I think the first 2-3 rounds, they'll test each other out, see how's everything, test the waters out, see, how that power hit, and, see what type of, just see what type of punches, what type of offense they're going to start leading off with, so pretty much the first 2-3 rounds, they're just going to fill each other out is what I'm saying, before they really start trading a lot of shots, depending on how aggressive the fighters are, because both fighters can come out aggressive if they want to, but typically, that doesn't happen. Both fighters will come out, fill each other out for the first 3-4 rounds, I'll say rounds 1 through 4, and then after that, the gloves will come off, and then they'll start mixing it up a little bit on the inside, trying to feel each other's power, things like that. But yeah, like I said, overall, I want to see a really good contested fight. I think someone is definitely going to touch the canvas. I think someone is going to get stopped. Definitely let me know what you guys think. I want you guys' opinion. Tell me who you think is going to win this fight. It should be a great fight, and I can't wait. But I have video that I'm getting ready to show of Canelo. Like I said the other day, I showed a little bit of Bud Crawford, his interview after his training camp was up. So today we're just going to show a little bit of video of Canelo, some of his things that he had going on during training camp. So here we go.
Years. Originally, you didn't want it. Why is now the right time for this fight?
After that somewhat lackluster Williams Skull fight, the narrative once again appears to swing full circle.
We can all see it.
I said we back. That version of Canelo Alvarez last night, that guy's probably going to lose probably.
There's a select few, however, that have a much better idea than you and I.
Yes, power, he dropped me.
They've been dazzled by the hand speed. They've witnessed the IQ in real time.
It's like a surgeon,
And they've felt the power, or at least what they can remember of it.
I think Canelo would have knocked the horse out, man, with that shot.
So here, in chronological order, We'll gather the opinions of former foes. We'll keep a tally and explain what we learned from each night to prove that what initially looked like a one-sided beatdown might actually be a much, much closer fight than we first anticipated.
How would you weigh it up? 50-50, if I'm honest. Yeah, genuinely.
Has Canelo even been hit half as hard as you can hit him?
I don't think so. There's nobody that he's been in the ring with that's going to hit him as hard as I'm going to hit him. So,
6-time champion of the world.
When they fought back in 2012, Shane Mosley represented Canelo's first true leap of faith.
Obey my commands. Good luck. Touch gloves. Let's go to work.
A 21-year-old rising superstar against a 40-year-old future Hall of Famer. He made it awkward from first to last, but Sugar Shane was a lot slower than we'd seen in recent years.
Mosley's throwing more, and Alvarez landing more.
And Canelo would take advantage, hitting him cleaner and more often than he'd ever been hit before.
Again, terrific fight. The entire crowd is on its feet.
Fast forward to 2023, Mosley was giving Bud praise in the run-up to the Spence fight.
you know, he's been there a long time. He has the speed, the power, and like I said, the know-how, the regeneration. He has all the tools, you know, of a great fighter. He is a great fighter.
But the tone immediately switched as the idea of a future Canelo-Crawford fight was presented.
Could you ever see Bud versus Canelo fight?
And I think that if Canelo and Bud were actually the same size, whatever, Bud will have the advantage. But I think that Canelo has the advantage because he's a lot bigger than Bud.
Thank you, everybody. Viva Mexico!
We're scheduled 12 rounds of boxing. Champion versus champion. Undefeated fighter versus undefeated fighter.
A different set of skill came in, attempting to derail the Canelo hype train.
So as a fan, I do like watching Canelo. As a fighter, he's not going to hit me with none of that. I feel like I could turn him and let him run into something ugly. I feel like Canelo's not on my level.
Austin Trout was a slick, unbeaten Texan that would provide the perfect platform to an eventual Floyd Mayweather fight.
Canelo Alvarez looking to defend and unify.
It was a versus matter fair at build, but it also allowed Canelo to show us more of what he had.
Remember, we are in Texas. It's been known as a culture of controversy when it comes to combat sports.
And if he wasn't already, then he was certainly a fan favorite now. Trout felt Canelo's power in true chicken dance style, but his opinion swung either way regarding a mega fight.
Robert's a song. I don't know. I don't think he. I'm never gonna go against Crawford. But if he believes, then I'll leave it down.
What do you tell Miguel Cotto tonight if you're watching this video?
Use your jab.
You think that's his key to win? What does Canelo need to do to win?
I can't tell if you can.
For his fight, their Hall of Famer laced up against the Golden Boy.
This is going to be really good for all the fans, and no matter if you are Puerto Rican or Mexican, you are going to enjoy tomorrow.
This time it was Miguel Cotto, another exciting style with a huge fan base and enough power to make it interesting.
Miguel Cotto has timing on it, and he is trading Canelo with his timing right now.
Canelo is really doing some great training to cause Cotto some issues right now.
This one was a fight with very little clinch work or fighting on the inside, just an assortment of clean, flowing combinations and technical decision-making from two of the sport's smoothest operators.
And come with a beautiful left uppercut up the middle. I thought only me and Roberto Duran could do that, but I see that Canelo had too.
Ultimately, youth prevailed. Puerto Rican didn't exactly pick a side in a recent interview. He put the higher praise and shot factor in favor of the smaller man.
Can Crawford come up to like 168 pounds and fight Canelo?
You know, who knows? But the setup of skills that had can cause a lot of trouble for Canelo.
All right, fight is in the 140-pound weight class where Crawford owns a title belt. Many expect him ultimately to move up to the more glamorous welterweight division.
Another year on, we saw Crawford preparing for his most provocative opponent to date. So where the excitement continues, the humbleness here. Lundy was tough, durable, and backed himself going into any fight, but he was also guilty of verbally writing checks that his fists couldn't cash.
They actually shorter than what I thought. Oh, we can work with that. That's easy money.
Despite a strong, assertive start, Crawford would slowly figure him out.
They don't like each other. You can feel it, and the fight is likely to break out again.
And that initial confidence was systematically beaten out of him by the sixth.
Down goes Hank Lundy on a Crawford left hand. Wailing away at Lundy in the corner. Willison's going to stop it.
Having fallen under the radar, Lundy only officially retired last April, but it's an opinion that's still as valid as any.
Him being a dog he is, and real recognizing real, chasing greatness. And I respect it, but to me, it's too much of a jump up and wait.
It is not that two superstars of a certain face off at the peak of their careers. This is one such event.
Next up, 3 months later, came the pair's only mutual opponent. Amir Khan, the fastest hands in the business, and another man that never turned down a challenge.
One thing that I've noticed from Amir Khan is that he's too brave for his own good. He will stay in front of you. He will want to give the fans an exciting fight.
The Brit fought Canelo in 2016. He had a surprising amount of success, and but it was all taken away from him in a split. The Crawford fight came 3 years later, but this time the success was minimal.
Canelo's stronger and is easily hit. Very easily hit, very easily. Compared to when I fought against Crawford, I couldn't even hit clean.
The Nebraskan took control early, forcing what many believed to be a no-moss ending for Khan, following a questionable low blow.
It's been waved over. He said he can't carry on because of the low blow.
It's an opinion that has changed a little over the years, maybe due to recency bias. But Amir now favors elusivity over punching power.
I wish him all the very best, and I think he can do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One thing about Terence Crawford, he has great box IQ.
Yeah.
IQ. He's so where he'll see it. Yeah.
On the line, the WBO welterweight championship.
To close 2018, homecoming provided plenty camp.
Because I seen that punch coming a mile away.
Aggression is in the Benavidez DNA, but the clash of characters against Jose Jr.
He said we all bark but no bite. Saturday, you're going to find out how hard I bite.
In the place it mattered most, both men kept their heads. But Crawford's patience, punch variety, and ring IQ allowed him to take control. Bennett gave credit where it's due, and he too picks brains over brawn for September.
All these fighters that go in there to fight Canelo, they already go in there scared is what I believe, that which already beats him, So Crawford's going to go in there to fucking win. He's not going to go in there to fucking lose. So, I have it going Crawford, bro, to be honest with you.
The most magnetic matchup of 2019 in the classic and fabled middleweight division.
Another instant classic came when Alvarez met the Miracle Man in Vegas. And this time it was Canelo on the receiving end of some pre-fight hostilities.
I feel like I'm the best middleweight in the world. And I'm right there.
I'm gonna go ahead and end that BJ3. I just want to hold on. Let me pause that. I just wanted to show some of the Canelo fights versus and then a common fight that they had with Amir Khan. So give me your thoughts on that fight that they had with Khan and that both fighters fought. What do you think? How did they match up? Who do you think? Well, they both got to stop it. So give me your thoughts on that fight, BJ3.
I mean, it was different times of Amir Khan's career, but basically both toward the end of it. When he fought Canelo, he had to move up, to fight Canelo, and Bud, it was pretty much was a wrap. And then they fought at like 160. So it's all different, you know what I'm saying? It's relevant because it's a common opponent, but as far as this fight, it don't have nothing to do with it.
Right. Okay, so BJ3 is live. He's there in Vegas, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, he's live in Vegas. So what does what's the word that I'm looking for? How does the I'm not gonna say the temperature, but what does it feel like far as just and the anticipation of the fight, so what does it feel like, to be there the night before the fight, anticipating tomorrow night's fight?
It's some excitement. We went to the what they call it ceremonial weigh-in, because they had a private weigh-in, because yeah. So I'm like, man, because I'm like, they already had the weigh-in. I'm like, I'm supposed to be going to the weigh-in. So anyway, yeah, they had a private official weigh-in, and then they had a ceremonial weigh-in at T-Mobile. So we went to that. We went to that tonight, and it was
okay. Yeah, and I got the shots that you sent me. I'm definitely when we done with this, I'm gonna figure out how to get those put up and put those out there so the people can see, the live shots and photos and the videos that you sent me. But yeah, man. So tell everybody about the undercard. And your thoughts about the undercard.
The undercard is going to be pretty good. It's 10 fights, and 4, including the main event, is getting airtime. You know how Turkey do it. You know what I'm saying? He'll match you up with somebody that you never heard of, but they pretty big in another country, so you got to bring your A game.
Okay.
But the one that's on paper,
total of 10 fights, but only 4 is going to be on the actual pay-per-view.
Not pay-per-view, it's just Netflix. And then
the Netflix.
I think the other ones are on YouTube. The pre-fights, all the other pre-fights on YouTube. So so it's, I don't know everybody's name, but I do know one of the guys that like the co-main, or not the co-main, but the last one right before the main event is Vargas, and he was pretty popular. You'll hear the crowd. You can hear the crowd in the videos that I sent you. Young guy, Latino. The crowd was, of course, was, a lot of mess, but it was a lot of Crawford fans in the building too. Crawford fans was definitely in there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So yeah,
well give us out of the undercard fight, give us your pick on what fight that you think. Give everybody your pick on a good fight. What fight you think is going to be a good fight in that undercard fight?
So it's Martinez is 168, and he is fighting for a belt, for some kind of belt. I forgot the guy's name, but he in Bleak Air, so I have to look it up, man. I want to mess the man's name up, but so that fight, I want to.
So it is going to be so it's going to be a couple title fights then.
Well, I get that was a title fight. I'm not sure about that one, the other one, but it could be. But I know that one I'm paying attention to because that's one of the guys who Bud sparred for this fight. He's
right.
a Mexican come forward, you know, with the power kind of guy, nice size. So I want to see how he does because the guy he's fighting has an 83% knockout rate, and his knockout rate is 84%. So that fight is gonna get good, and it may not go long. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I see that. I want to see that just because I want to see who Bud been fighting, who he been sparring, getting ready for this fight. I want to see him. So it's going
Right.
the other three before the main event, they're gonna be good fights. So
Okay. Well, I'm definitely gonna check that. Make sure that I check that fight out and keep that in mind. You know, I got a couple of questions, and then I'm gonna let you go. You know, I know it's been a busy day for you. You've just got out there, and you probably want to lay down and go to sleep. You know, my question to you is, a lot of people always talk about the size, and like Crawford said, you know, we played video the other day in the video we did. You know, he's been underestimated his entire career, you know, with size, even with Earl Spence, you know, now Canelo coming in. So what do you think he'll be able to do different to be able to offset the size, you know, because he's probably going to he may even be bigger than Canelo, you know, so the size might not even make a difference. But if it does, what do you think Crawford is going to do to be able to offset the size, you know, especially if Canelo comes out there and try to cut the ring off early and put pressure on Crawford?
That'd be exactly what Crawford wants. That'd be what he's used to. I'm just saying that's what he's used to. He's used to, you know, people coming at him, so he can fight moving back,
so he can counterpunch.
You already know, right? Exactly. If you coming to me throwing punches and I'm a counterpuncher, then that's like, oh, this is perfect.
Right. No, I get it. That's why I said I knew you was gonna say that, but no, you know, and that's why I picked Bud to be able to stop Canelo in the 8th round, because he'll be able to use the aggressiveness, you know, from Canelo, trying to be very aggressive in the early rounds 1, maybe through 4, you know, because Canelo's going to come out very aggressive, BJ3, very.
Hey, look, we was at the we went through the strip, and we ended up in the MGM, and did a couple of bets. We're gonna do something in the morning tomorrow. But man said, come in the morning. I said, man, I'm gonna be asleep. But anyway, if you betting on Bud to win by knockout, and you said 8th round?
Yeah, I say 8th round.
You're looking at a 50 to 1 odds. Every dollar you put in, you get 50 back. If you put some money back. Yeah.
So if I put if I sent you like a couple hundred and Bud knocked him out in the 8th round, that'll be how much?
I had to put my calculator out. He said a couple hundred. It's $50. If you pick the right round, it's heavy. So look, if you got I said,
see, but that's only really giving me one shot. I would just try. What would they give? What's the odds on just Bud winning the fight?
Just straight winning. Let me see.
Yeah,
odds. So you know how to read the odds, the odds in Vegas, for the numbers.
I'm gonna be honest. I do not.
All right. Let me see. We're gonna work this out together. All right, so here we go. So it says boxer Terence Crawford odds plus 134. Canelo Alvarez negative 175. So the plus is the underdog. So that means if you put 100 on Bud winning the fight, you'll get back your 100 plus $135.
34.
For Canelo is negative 175. So you gotta put 175 to get 100.
Right.
To get 100 back. But then it says, okay, fight go the distance. Will go
that
the
don't
distance.
even make no sense.
Well, that's how it used to be for Mayweather. The odds used to be you had to put some money down, but you obviously you got a sure bet. You know what I'm saying? So you'll put down 10 G's and make 4 or 5, whatever. So anyway, it says if you go to distance, it's negative 325. So you got to put 325 to get 100. I think that's how it go. And then for not to go to distance, it's plus 24 to 240. So yeah, it's just different odds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, yeah. Well, look, I'm gonna give you my last question. I think I actually forgot what I was getting ready to ask on that last question. Man, most of all, I just want to see a good, exciting fight. I'm going for Crawford. I think Canelo is going to come out very aggressive, and no one is going to go down BJ3. And I think Bud will be able to capitalize off the aggressiveness from Canelo, and Canelo probably, is probably going to get stopped.
Yeah, I think. You asking me what I think the game plan is?
Yeah, give me your thoughts on the game plan.
All right, so my thoughts on the game plan would be because we already assuming that Canelo's going to come forward, come out kind of aggressive, trying to,
he's going to be the aggressor,
right? Impose will, right? So Bud, all he got to do is, straight away to get to him, stay out the way, throw the jab, get out the way, throw the jab, get out the way. Do that around round 1, round 2. By the 3rd round, Bud will have figured out some of his deficiencies, and then by round 3, round 4, we'll start seeing art. You know what I'm saying? The artist starting to paint. You're starting to see the paint. I'm with you. He just box him and box him and move, box him. If you want to stay there a couple of times, but not make that a major thing, just hit him and move, and just beat him to the punch, get out the way, do some slipping, keep it on the boxing level until around 6, maybe 7. By then it's over. Then he'll be able to step forward and press the issue. So I would say, since Canelo had never been down, never been out, I would say give him 9, maybe 10. Give him round 9, maybe 10. Give him more time to figure, because he's not going to wait like he did with Madrimov, because he's seen what happened when he waited. That's why when he got caught toward the end, he was like, I took his punches and I shouldn't have waited. I should have been attacking him. And he did. Toward the round 11, round 12, he was punishing him.
So what do you think he's going to take what he used in that Maglemov fight and try to use that aggressiveness with Canelo then? You know what I mean? Like, say for instance, if he go in there early, and and trade blows with Canelo and figure that he can, look, I'm gonna go on ahead and try to take him out early and do what I didn't do in the Maglemov fight.
Hey, I think I do. I think if he get hit and he don't respect the power, then I think he'll go a lot more sooner than he did with the Madrimov fight. 100%. I think.
Now, do you think he's going to respect Canelo's power?
I think that he's going to respect his power. That's why I said he's going to have to move, stick and move. Do a little pivoting, stick and move, make him pay every time he miss. Ooh, shoot. But not really put the pressure on him to round 7, round 8, because then Canelo starts slowing down, and then if you box and popping him and he can't get you, then Canelo start getting frustrated, and then you see him in this body language, you see him with his mannerism, he's frustrated, so then he started lunging, he started doing extra stuff. And that's
wild shots.
Yeah, then that's when Bud is going to be able to capitalize. That's why I said, give him the first 6-7 rounds. By 8th rounds, he's gonna extremely be frustrated. Maybe 2 more rounds of coming forward. 9-10. I said by 9-10. Serena picked 11th round. She picked 10-11.
See, and you hit it right on the nose, like how I said it, BJ3. They'll fill each other out from rounds 1 through 4, and then I'll say from 4 on to, like I said, 8th round, where I believe Crawford will stop him. They'll actually step it up a little bit, and start trading real blows, because like the first really 4 rounds is just filling each other out. They're not in there like I'm not gonna say they're trying to, knock each other's head off. They're just in there trying to, get loose, and fill each other out. And like you said, find a weaknesses where he may be able to get a shot, on a feint or something like that. Like, okay, so he's going for the feint when I throw the right hand, so I can come back with this. So they're just trying to figure each other out. But my question that I want to ask you, and I want to say, before I ask you this question, what's good, Big Dave? Real talk with Big Dave just joined the show.
What's going on?
Not much. We just chopping it up, talking about this Canelo Crawford fight going down tomorrow. BJ3 is down there live in Vegas.
Okay, he had the best spot. He got the best spot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What up? What up, Dave?
What's up, BJ? You all right?
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir.
Man.
Now go ahead. My bad, Dave.
No, you good.
Now my last and final question that I was gonna ask you, BJ3. And we're both picking Crawford to win this fight. So if he does come out and win this fight, does he stay at 68 or does he relinquish these belts and go back down to his original? Well, I'm not going to say his original weight, because he's probably not even going to go down to, what was it, 47?
Nah, he was at 54 his last fight.
54. So will he go back to 54?
If you're asking me, after this fight, he beat Canelo. Why would he fight again? He would be in the top 5 on everybody's list. On my list, he in the top 3 after this. Muhammad, and then I put him over Mayweather, and then Mayweather 3rd.
Okay, well, if you want to come on, if you want to add something to that, Dave, before I put my comments on that, you can.
I mean, yeah. There's no purpose in him fighting. Like Floyd said, he don't think there's no purpose or Canelo to fight because he think that he'd improved enough that he don't even have to even play this game with Bud because Bud is the truth. So at the end of the day, he don't need to fight after this. It ain't no if he beat Canelo. He's going to beat him. You know what I'm saying? Unless bullshit in the game. But other than that, he will beat him. And like I said, unless some bullshit in the game, he coming there not feeling well or something, which I doubt that. But at the end of the day, it's no purpose for him to fight after that. And as far as Floyd and him, BJ put him ahead of Floyd. The only difference with him and Floyd, Bud hits harder, but Floyd is the best defensive fighter we have ever seen. So,
yeah.
Besides, and I agree. Besides James Toney, I think he is. But yeah, and I kind of lost my train of thought. What was we were just talking about? Like far as the what Bud? Well, I know we were talking about what Bud stay at the. Okay, that's where we were at. Will Bud stay at the 68? Me personally, BJ3, I think the money will be. This is going to be a great payday for him, But Bud's been trying to get, all the money that he hasn't been getting, So he'll rack up this money, and I think I think he got 2 more good fights in him, BJ3.
Rematch. If Canelo, I think
because he's going to have. Exactly. He's going to do the rematch, and then he'll probably after the rematch. Matter of fact, what about? Okay, well, you remember what he told one of the what's the brother's name? Charlo brothers. He said, "You next."
Yeah, but then Charlo. Okay, when he said Charlo, you next. Charlo was undisputed at 154, and he was moving up to 154 after that. He that fight made him undisputed at 147. So he was moving up. So he like, you next, because he was going for undisputed 3 times. So that went away. He left. He lost the belts. He got a loss on his record. But that's not even a he ain't thinking about that fight.
Yeah, it ain't.
Okay, so go ahead, Big Dave.
It's a waste of his time.
Who would he fight at the Canelo? My bad. Who else would he fight at the Canelo? Like,
that's what I'm saying. It's a waste of his time. Ain't nobody else there.
He'll be done.
I mean, but the whole thing is what I'm saying is that the money's going to be there
to fight who after Canelo.
Right.
He'll fight Canelo for the rematch, and then what?
Okay, well, you just said it yourself. You have 2 other title fights at 68. That's going to be fighting tomorrow night.
Well,
it ain't gonna pay like this fight. Ain't nothing pay like this for Bud.
It may not pay like that fight, but it'll still be some M's that he can get on his way out. And that's all I'm saying. Why not fatten your pocket on the way out? Because really at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's about getting your money, getting that purse, and being able to have your kids see that money, and I think that's what he's trying to work at. He's trying to build some things down in Nebraska, so I think he's trying to get his money all the way up. And why would you?
It'll be money there just waiting on him, endorsements, everything. He'll get some money. It's other ways to get money. His endorsement's gonna go up so high because he's gonna be like Floyd was before Floyd retired. You know what I'm saying?
So both of you guys saying this is his last fight. So this is it.
Like you said, unless Canelo want a rematch, and that fight would be even bigger pay.
Okay, well, my question to you then, BJ3, is there a rematch clause in this in the contract?
I don't know for sure, but in the beginning I heard when they were talking about there was no rehydration clause. They were also saying that it was a rematch clause for Canelo. So I don't know the facts. So I'm just saying I haven't even looked it up lately, but I can.
Right. So there's probably going to be a rematch then. Especially if Bud wins.
The way Bud be beating people, man, they don't be doing no rematches. For real.
Yeah, but that money speaks, especially if this turn out if what they're expecting it to be with Netflix, and the Sheiks, and then Dana White is also joining, the group. So this should be a great a great fight, a super fight. Either way, because both fighters can stop each other. So it's going to be a good fight, BJ3. I don't have anything else to add. Big Dave, if you want to add something to it, I know you just came in, but, we've been on here for a little while. I know BJ3, he got to get up. So, if you have something to add, you can go ahead and add to the conversation.
No, I ain't really got nothing else to add to it. It's just showtime now. And Bud,
yeah, it definitely is.
Got to do what he need to do. And like I said, the money will be there. You know what I'm saying? His endorsements is going to go up higher than ever. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be like how Floyd was at his end. And then if he want to come back and do some old bullshit later, play games like Floyd did, and just for the extra
exhibitions.
Exhibition fights that, he go in there and slap a motherfucker around and get a quick 50 million or 20 million. Just some easy money. That's all.
Right. So is that the new way of fighters getting easy money, or the retired fighters, I should say, BJ3? What's your fix on that? Because now, Tank is getting ready to fight Jake Paul, or is that true?
Yeah, that's what they're saying, man. And it's about the numbers. So I say everybody that he's fought, it's been a retirement package. So I don't even be mad at him. I don't even be mad at him. And then Tank.
No, you can't. You can't be mad at him. But my whole thing is, especially with that Mike Tyson fight, at least let these motherfuckers, get in there and trade some real shots. You know, we don't want to see no I'm not going to even say we don't want to see no WWE, put it that way.
Right.
You know, so but yeah, BJ3, you know, I'm not going to hold you up. Let everybody know what you got going on and where they can reach you.
Hey man, you know, I'm just doing the Vegas thing right now. Trying to send you some footage to show the world what's going on. That's all. Catch me here for the weekend.
Yeah, for sure. You know, and like I said, man, I appreciate you for the footage. We definitely going to get that put up, you know, everything that you sent me, you know, but we're definitely going to check in with you early tomorrow before the fight. And then I'm going to actually do live coverage on the fight tomorrow, you know, so
you watching the fight?
I'm going to probably watch it here from the crib. Just sit here and watch it from here. Because I thought I wanted to go up to a sales spot, but, you know, I'm like, I might as well just do it from here. You know, and just watch it live and, you know, talk to the people.
Right. Oh, yeah. Okay. Like a watch party, be able to, you know, show it. Just talk.
Because I ain't going to be able to show it. I'm just going to be talking and commentating through the fight.
Hey, you know who commentating?
Who that?
I don't know the whole crew. I know Max. They got Max doing a lot of the announcing tonight. He was announcing the fighters as they came to get weighed in. But they have Andre Ward is one of the commentators, so that's gonna be good because usually, you know, commentators be kind of biased, and so anybody get to say some stuff that ain't accurate, he gonna be like, nah, man, that's good boxing because they be talking crazy. Like,
so what's your feel on what the commentators were saying, or out in Vegas? Like, what's the feel on who's going to win out there? You think, you know, if you've been hearing from certain people, or have you asked, or have you heard any conversations?
Well, I walked past a couple of people that was probably doing some YouTube videoing, and you know, it depends on who you ask. It's a pretty of course it's a pretty big crowd for Canelo, but it's a nice ass crowd for Bud too. So yeah.
Right. Okay, go ahead. It sound like Real Talk with Big Dave was having a few technical difficulties.
Right. So
all right, but yeah, man, you know, go ahead, say what you were saying, BJ3.
No, that's it. It's gonna be a good one. I can't wait.
Okay. Yeah. So look, I'm not gonna go ahead and hold you up, man. I'm going to end the show. It's been a good one, man. I want to thank you for coming on and just giving us your input. And I'm glad you guys made it out there safe. You know, definitely be safe out there. You know, it's a lot going on out there in Vegas and, you know, things like that, you know, but yeah, man, I definitely want to get, I just want to see a great fight, and I want to see, hopefully the undercard, you know, all three fights will be great, you know, and then, like I said, man, you know, and I'll ask you that question after the fight, you know, so yeah. I'm not going to hold you up. And go ahead. What you say, BJ?
Let me give you the information. Let me give you the facts here. Fernando Vargas is fighting Callum Walsh.
Hold on, Fernando Vargas.
Fernando Vargas. Yep.
So it's okay. Now I know it's not the old Fernando Vargas that
No. This
okay,
young guy.
wow. Okay.
Lester Martinez. That's the Bud's one of his sparring partners fighting at 168. They fighting at 168. He fighting Christian Mabuli, and then you got Ivan DeCheco fighting Jermaine Frank, and that's the undercard.
Okay.
So those.
All right. Well, yeah, man. It's definitely going to be a good time, an exciting fight, great fight. Can't wait. You know, like I said, we're going to be live. You know, talking about the fight, doing our commentary. We can't show the fight, but we're definitely going to be talking. You know, so I'm going to end the show. It's definitely been a good one, conversating with you guys. It's another one. It's your boy Dame D, and we are out. Peace.